Whoopi Goldberg. Whoopi Goldberg. We are talking about the state of Texas, and I'm gonna tell you about my life. People are more judging about the personality. People are being racist about the personality, and I think once the mindset is being judged and all of that, I'm gonna tell you what I figured out about him. What I figured out, and God always figured out. And another human can be feel like an outcast. Imagine it got 100 people on the left, 100 people on the right of you, 100 people in front of you, 100 people behind you. That one person could be getting judged. So the effect of isolation and of people judging people and the definite intimidation. What makes the mind tick with intimidation? What happened to me in the courtroom when they tried to break my mindset in Dallas? And what happened to me? Intimidation, terrorism. And I understand you have rights to prove. You have to, with everything you understand those things. But understand these things of intimidation is to be the biggest problem we have up in society. That can make the mind crack in many ways. Intimidation can make the mind crack. It can make the mind world rage is start by intimidation. People are intimidating the mind. And most thing we have in this world where I had to experience something in 2019 when gang affiliated people did me in Dallas and Oak Cliff, intimidating and causing terrorism like a street takeover. That's to make the mind panic. It's the mind that is panicking when people are attacking the mind with intimidation. When I just left the courtroom the last time, that means that person was and everybody's so into their phones all the time, and this guy intimidated me. And then the Dallas police they looked afterwards. After the intimidating happened, people are trying to break the mindsets of other humans. Intimidation with mindset. If people are not strong in this world, that can be the biggest problem that we have here. Attacking other. Let me tell you what happened to me at Waterburger. Tunter was involved. People better be lucky that I have a good enough heart to not retaliate, to let it be and let God handle it. Because the situation can get out of hand. Taunting. We understand we are not loving each other enough to understand each other. Do we think before we hit each other? I know some people human be stubborn and they don't want to listen, but do we think God already know white supremacists exist? He already know it exists the problem in Egypt before we America even was even born. Is a reason why God took Jesus took the spirit out of Moses' son brother because he was going to be a threat to the evil empire to years to come. Mental health don't got nothing to do when the mindset is trying to be broken. And the other human will go on the offense because of the mindset of determination. So what we going to people are gonna ask me about my behavior. People try to break my mindset. But your mindset gotta be strong. Yeah, we can talk about white supremacy. Yeah, that is this. But the numbers can be greater, can stop it. When we learning how to accept each other, we got more power than racism. We got stuff in our hand right now that you don't even know. When I sit in church in the city, black and white, when we sit together, we got more power than anything. But when we sit together, can we take care of that racism? You should be, when you're doing that stuff, if you see somebody with a tattoo of racism, that is jail time. You getting a $10 fine. Anybody with a white kid, they doing it. You can't not allow. They need to take all the white KK signs off the damn thing. The flags, they need to take it off. Halloween, you can't do that. I caught somebody on YouTube with the white. You can't have that on. That is banned. We need to ban that. If we really want to talk about ban those things. Any social media that's throwing racist slurs at people, they should go to jail, and the person should report it. You should be able to report it. And that's a fine, and that's up to 10 years for throwing racist slurs, saying racist things. We can enforce it, but we have to do this by step. I want to tell you something. The mind is much powerful than we understand. But people are teaming up on personalities. Maybe because we ain't willing to understand each other. And you seen the Mexican with us, a thing, we ain't able to understand each other more. Maybe we ain't trying to understand each other, and that can cost us big. We rather do violence than listen to each other and hear each other out and attack each conversation. We let vote and get in control of how to attack every issue. Why we can't sit at the table and attack every issue? Each part in each state have a group of people attack every issue and try to work out every issue in America. But one person said in Dallas, one person said all that good won't be good for America, right? You are scared of having a good world because the police won't have a job. This go way back when people were serial killers killing kids and women. This go way back. But understand this, I'm gonna tell you something when I grew up on it. And when we used to go on the West Bank, stayed on the West Bank, and we had to everybody used to have to be inside before the street light. Roll call. Everybody say you got roll call. You be on the West Bank, when that street light come on, we have to be inside. Before they get dark, we have to be inside. One of the things I seen in Brooklyn, New York, documentary, I seen the kids when they used to fight and argue because they fighting over a mindset and over girls, they fighting over mindsets. We can't get along because we have different mindsets. We have different opinions. Everybody wants different things. We fighting over this, we fighting over that. We understand what we want is something bigger. When I watched the church, when I watched the school, when they say they couldn't talk to their white friends and they were silent. You were silent. You silent yourself by not talking. Instead of just being with your white friends and communicating with them. You let them win by being silent and not talking. You gotta say you let them win. You're not talking to your white friend in college, and y'all went on a strike. You let them win. It ain't nothing what you can do when you could come together and write things together and stand as one. But you started writing in the Brooklyn thing. You said we couldn't talk to our right friend and that mattered that much. You gave them what they wanted when you decide to stop talking in Brooklyn documentary. You gave them what they wanted. You give your enemy what they want when you stop interacting with each other. Why is that? God said, why is that? When you can become more powerful and keep it going, and numbers can be more greater. Where numbers can be more greater. And I'm walking at that, and I try to understand it, and I'm listening to it. But you went on a strike and stopped talking to your brothers and sisters. Let me tell you, if they was all on their track with their best friends and all on their thing, and they try to be, you in competition. Stop being in competition and come together as one. Stop making it a competition when you watch when they used to, before we competing for the, come on. That's how you gain respect by winning. Understand these things and how we could come with strength, but understand these situations how we become more powerful. But God gotta know something. We Whoopi Goldberg, we have to have that rule. We have to have rules where the enemy won't settle. They rather settle with violence than listen to us. And sometimes we can't be reasoned. God understands people could be reasoned with because of those things. And we interact on social media. When we get on social media, people just go off on us without listening. Maybe their childhood got them affected why they can't listen. If I blame my dad for not being there for me and not spending most of the time for me, I would never be where I'm at. Let me tell you something. God needed to do what needed to be done. God tried to reason with them with his word. And you have to understand reason, Goldberg. Some people is not to be reasoned with. They can't be reasoned with. The spirit do not want to be reasoned with. I'm sorry, but it's something that God knew and Moses knew. God know we have to strike. We know what you will do to protect what you love and protect what you seek when you want to live. God knew what needed to be done. And you need to understand what we go over. This is not about understanding these things. This is not about getting these things across. God knew the price was going to be much severe. He know these things. But look how my black people acting towards me. Look at them how I tried to talk to MO3 and everybody didn't want to hear me out. Look at how other people exit people out and do those things. Whoopi Goldberg, I want the universe to hear me. Some people can't be reasonable. Evil and crimes can people that want to do violence and have hatred on others and beat up on others because of personalities they can't be reasoned with. Our democracy is not being protected because we need to understand and love each other, and our love needs to be greater than understand. Let me tell you, God knew one thing, Whoopi Goldberg, you have rules down here. But yeah, I have rules in my heaven, but we all gonna love each other. And those barriers be broken, and those barriers broken of loving each other and understanding each other is in our heaven. God understands each and every last one of you. He understands you. He know you're flawless. You know when you're mad. You know when you want to be cheeky, when you don't like to share. But that threat is more, you can't reason. Yellow Breeze and them wasn't trying to reason with me. The gang members with the church. God said the threat is more severe, Whoopi Goldberg. A black person got on that city and try to create a religion to make us care. You must don't want us to care. You must don't want to care about each other. It's you and yours, right? Jealousy is getting in the way of loving each other, understanding each other. Manipulation is getting in the way of understanding each other. What's the most powerful thing in understanding each other? I can't reason with Yellow praising them in Oak Cliff no more. And it seemed like God said, when you fight for something greater, that threat is going to be more severe. God said, you put yourself out there and you do that. And when we do look after ourselves, people want to take advantage of us. They don't know how to love us right. They know how to appreciate us. But when we go over, the personality is more of a problem here. Is where they looking at the personality and you're judging the personality. And that person would be an outcast because he feel like my personality is not where I want to be. People judging me because of my personality and they take that out because of it. Take what was told to me at 2996 with the Goldberg. Either you with us or you get ran over. Understand those goals when you're trying to grow. And I tried to teach my baby mama something because they didn't want to teach her. Ego is getting in the way of loving each other. Pride and ego is getting in the way of loving each other. See, when I see the people that did me wrong, that me down, I want to give them a hug. They did me wrong at work, but I know y'all was wrong, but God said, we have so much to learn. Things are being taken from us while we is in the room. The creator don't want to know how you made, why we in the womb. Our memory of him is being taken from us while we in the womb. Why we created while we in the womb. God think, let me tell you what God said. God think if you know where you come from and how you made was from, but how far did it comes, it will be the most crucial thing. If we able to see where babies was actually born, where beyond the sperm and beyond what it is, you just got part of the technology. You just able to see this the body. Why you're not able to see out there? You're able to see the veins and all of this, the heart. Why you're not able to see the spirit? Where the spirit goes. The Creator said, if you see where the spirit goes, that power will try to take over that power. It's like you try to take. Everybody want to think it's the spirit realm. God want to touch you while you in your body. It just not say. God didn't say, Jesus didn't say you have everlasting life for me in the spirit realm and not understand. He want to feel you just like he felt you on earth. And people don't understand that. Everybody want to talk about the spiritual side, the spirit realm in Dallas County Jail, and talk about the spirit. You think God just want to fill you in the spirit, not fill your body and eat and drink with him and do all of that like he drunk with you and did all of that? Like that is something that can go in powerful ways of we understanding the meaning of those things. We got to understand the concept of those things and how we can flourish with those things. You really think if you know where babies come from, you really think if you had that power, would you act right? Or would you take advantage of those things? The theory is this. You want this God to be in touch you in the spirit. No, he's down here on earth. But he also want to touch you in your former body in the heavens. So understand this. Move with power and move with understanding. Whoopi Goldberg, you can change so much if you understand. But is everybody able to come together and stand up for that reform? Because when y'all get together for a get together, come together for a meeting about the gun violence and stuff, you have this 200, 300 people in communities. Well, it should be 1,000 people talking about it. So if I don't like where I live at, I move out of the motherfucker. God said we can't be questioned. We can't understand what we go through. We can't understand why things need to be done in ways that I can't even understand. They didn't want to reason with me up in Dallas. They wanted to attack me. People wanted to throw stones and call me out of my name. What you think they did to God? Whoopi Goldberg? Sometimes you might don't understand the Whoopi Goldberg. You might don't understand it. But what needs to be done, it needs to be done. Men cannot be reasoned with. When Egypt didn't want to be reasoned with, when Moses' brother tried to tell him, Moses' brother did not want to listen to Egypt because his mind is no other king, there's nothing me. And they had magic and God had water, he had these things. They tried to do with magic. They tried to do these things with this understanding. They couldn't be reasoned with the Goldberg. What if you in a crowd of people? What if you can turn back the time and be in somebody else's shoes? Whoopi Goldberg. And you in a hood community, yeah, we pick cotton. Yeah, that's an understanding of it. Look how far we came. I watched movies with you, Whoopi Goldberg. When one of the guys off of Lethal Weapon 4 was beating you at I watched the movie with you. I watched the movie with that. I've been a big fan of my Lethal Weapon person. One of my fans on Lethal Weapon. He was my fan on Lethal Weapon. And other movies that he played in. He played in Product. Um, a movie called Alien versus Predator. Predator. He plays in Predator. Look, I said this on the Supreme Court website. We should have a petition on the Supreme Court website. You don't have to go far. Everybody should be able to log into the Supreme Court website and sign that petition. Look for what petition you want to sign up for. God said, with the Goldberg, can you come together in numbers? Can you get your black nation to come together in numbers? Can you do that? And sign that petition that we create that thing. And you don't have to be in the far distance to do it. This is the Supreme Court and the Supreme them. You going on their line. When I go on the Supreme Court website, I just gotta do an email. I should go on there, log in, do your thing. What's this situation you're fighting for? Can you draw everybody off the internet? Your enemy say we got showing that we can communicate in different ways, not just in packs. And that church thing, when they were silent, you gave the enemy what they want. You have to strategize to be a better player, but your technique worked it. But at the same time, the enemy was still able to last. In that Brooklyn college, just because you won one war didn't mean you won all of them. And that can be our biggest regret when we don't see the bigger picture in human revolution. These are something that these people are born with. They grow with, and they still going to church. They're born with racism. They taught these things. Sometimes when I tried to get Walmart to listen, they didn't want to listen to me. They lied on me. Sometimes you can't reason with people. You have to understand those things. Let me tell you something. People judge without understanding. They judge without getting the full picture of what we're doing. I'm gonna tell you something that God told me one time before. And a lover used to tell me this for 4 years. And when me and her, and she don't remember this, for 4 year relationship. And God told me that you forgot what you love. You forgot what we was about. So these things, even though that don't matter no more, we moved on from that. What do you love? What are you willing to fight for when evil and people that don't want to love each other, that don't want to understand each other? What can we do? What can we do? What is the biggest problem we have up in our nation that don't want to love each other, that want to show love to each other? What can we do? And when my ex told me that a long time ago when we was young, because he said, I forgot. You forgot what you loved. That means that we forgot about us. We let other people get, and we let other people get between us. So being a private, I don't remember she told me, but she told me. So we're not talking about that anymore. That's past. Don't forget what you love the most and what took you so far through a storm, the desert. Because God told me I won't forget what took me so far. We have to love each other without even understanding. But understand this matter. He, how can we understand it more? I have always sacrificed. I had to sacrifice my personality of me wanting to grow in Walmart and the racial profiling. And I refuse to wear a fake mask anymore. Look what we can do. We can buy a little house in Atlanta, have charge for grow some weed, get some crack, grow some plants. I am done. My hands are washed with Texas businesses. Governor Abbott and them don't think that little slick that they asked me when they was gonna get a job in Judge Kennedy program. They think I didn't know they was being that slick and know that I had that they was gonna read the document. They really think the state of Texas really think they smart. You know that Yellow Breeze in them lie. And that's why I gave you an answer. You know that, Governor Abbott. And your state of Texas know. So I gave you a question, that the answer on that paper wasn't truthful. Because you want to play and you let Yellow Breezy eat and lie and the rest of them trap boyfriend them in Dallas. What you willing to sacrifice for the greater good? You willing to keep these liars running? I'm sorry. I would not participate in people trying to set me up and lie. Hip hop and Yellow Breeze is still standing. And trap boyfriend them. God said, you don't own me. You don't own me. You don't own me. You don't do none of that. You don't want to change. It's your fault. The truth is, hurts. When you're right by your window, you can hear it. With the Goldberg, you can't understand it no more. Dignan Miller couldn't be reasonable. You try to do everything good and they lie. How can we understand it? Even when we good people, they will stand by lies. But let me tell you something this. Let me tell you something this. God told me one thing one very people change in the spirit. That love that Sabina had for you is way gone. And we must understand those things of what we cherish the most. But he showed me something showed me something in the afterlife, in the present life, he showed me something. I used to tell her this, I might don't have you in this life, but I have you in the next life. But God gave me a little glimpse of the next life. Even though that spirit had changed, but he had gave me that glimpse in the next life. We got many life, but he had gave me that glimpse of me. We wanted the daughter when we was a child, when we was a kid, because our parents forbid us to be together. Her parents forbid us to be together. And I'm the one that said no, and I kind of understand those things. At that moment, not that I didn't want to have a kid, I wanted it bad as she wanted. And she wanted to be we wanted to be by each other's side. We didn't care about what their mom and Western and what their cousin and one were told. But what I wanted to gain their mom a trust. So I wanted to wait because I was trying to gain the trust of Sabina's mom and dad. I like, man, I want to gain the trust of them. And I wanted to gain that trust, and I'm like, man, I don't care what it takes. Can I show them can I show them that they can trust me? And I've been trying to do that since 14, 15 years old, and just gain that trust of them. But understanding that is way past me. I have other plans for them. But I cannot stay in Texas and stop me from my true path. DJ Khaled remind me of film production, and I can't do that, even though the past is dead and gone. Let me tell you something. After I watched this animated movie, after they fought the battle with these dogs, and they fought it in the temple, they took this daughter to this temple after the battle was fought. They let the queen took the daughter because they was around the rest of the CEOs and rest of the powerful people, and they took the daughter back to the temple to heal for 2 or 3 days in this animated movie. God said you fought the temple, the queen said you fought the good fight in this animated thing. But let me take you back to your temple, take you to the temple, our temple, where you can restructure yourself and re-heal your body for the war that we fought. So the mom took the girl's body and across the water and across the pool and moved her body and massaged the body, did the body in different ways and to heal it after the war was over. You are the king to my era. You have to protect it. So you have to be everything that owned took everything, even though that she divided them afterwards. And she found out that she had a sister. Her sister wore the suit. And why she found out that she had a sister, that the mom been keeping that secret, that she had a sister from a doctor's animated movie. But after all the battles that they faced, they took him back to him. But he wanted the daughter and them two to get together. He always know that it was his daughter, but the daughter couldn't reach. But the daughter didn't know. The daughter didn't know. The other daughter didn't know who she was. But the mom always know that she was the missing child that he took away from her. Because the dad wanted him to have a good life, wanted her to have a good life. Once she got on the suit, she turned evil. She betrayed her. She kissed her mom and kissed her sister. But understand, Whoopi Goldberg, I surely can't reason with Doug McMillan anymore and they lying CEOs. And I surely can't reason with the gang members' activity. God couldn't reason with them. And I'm sorry that those things can't be reasoned with. God bless y'all. I was shut up, but it's sometime I've been up on it. So I slept half the whole day yesterday. You know, I slept half of the whole day yesterday. But remember, if I get in a relationship with a woman, remember your spirit is what I seek. And your spirit is going to tell me everything that I needed to know. I need to know. I have to go find something greater. When something old don't last, you have to put it in a new cup. Right? If something old don't last, you put that in a new cup. But my past will not interfere with my future. And I'm not interacting with people that are trying to set me up and do sneaky shit in the Dallas, Texas rap hip hop. I got other things to do. And the more that the state of Texas keep playing dumb and put me in a tough situation, because they know that Yellow Breeze and them lied, and they know I know. Senator Ted know I know. And the more the situation get on my damn nerves when I want to leave this situation, you put me in a tough situation of the bad misconduct from Yellow Breeze. You know that I know Senator Ted. That Yellow Breeze lied on that phone call. And this you're not telling the public yet. Yellow Breezy think he's still telling lies and that still have not caught on yet. He still have not caught on yet, right? He's still just minding his business and playing dumb, right? Oh, God say, what a trip, Yellow Breezy. What a trip. What a trip. What a trip. But this is what we go for. It's not about Yellow Breezy lying. Let him keep making music. Let him keep doing what he's doing. But let me tell hip hop something. Whoopi Goldberg. They call me one of them, but they don't want to invest in me. Racism, hip hop in Texas don't want to invest in me. They lie and say I'm scared, but they call me out of my name and they would attack me. Look what happened at Waterburger with the Goldberg. Ask one of the people for the tape and see the attack and see how they behave themselves. See how black people, I hate you, behave themselves. So see how they